truck audits. You might be wondering, what is a truck audit? A truck audit is going to be a random inspection of trucks to ensure that they are stocked and in good operating condition, fueled up, and ready to go. We've done truck audits in the past, somewhat informally. Going forward, they will be much more formal. They will happen regularly. And the results of said truck audits will be recorded. You guys will have access to the results, and a value will be placed on the good and the bad, and whatever the result is will come out of the bonus pool or will add to the bonus pool. So you might be wondering, well, why do we do truck audits? Essentially, we've, over the years, we make trucks that are stocked, and, if everything goes right, they allow us to do our jobs very successfully. But what happens is we start to let things slide. We stop fueling at night. We don't keep track of our tools. We don't, we don't inspect our trucks to make sure that they can do their job. So when trucks get out of order, things start going worse. We don't perform on the jobs. Bad things happen when we don't keep our trucks in a good order. So in order to ensure that that happens, we will be inspecting to make sure that they're in good condition, and we will be incentivizing ones that are, so adding money to the bonus pool, and decentivizing or deducting for trucks that are not in good condition. So basically, the conditions for success, or put other words, there will never be a problem. There will only be good if guys that drive vehicles check the fluids, the tires, and the lights. Make sure everything's greased and fueled every night. Clean out what doesn't belong, whether it's off-colored tools, garbage, job site waste, so on, so forth, and make sure that there's nothing critical missing. What good is taking a paved truck to a job site if it doesn't have a concrete saw? Better off, especially if that job requires saw cutting, we're almost better off not even showing up. So, examples of how we've been burned in the past and why this is going to be a big deal going forward. Kevin's my example guy, my straw man. So Kevin decides not to fuel or stock or clean his truck. He thinks, I'll just do it in the morning. Kevin has a family emergency, can't make it in tomorrow. Now, the next guy, say Carl, is tasked not only with taking up Kevin's normal responsibilities, but also tying up all the loose ends he left with his truck. Say Kevin decides not to clean out the other colored tools in his truck. Well, now Carl, whose tools might have been on Kevin's truck, he can't look through all the trucks. He goes to the fuel tank, he doesn't find his tools. So now Carl either has to steal another tool, get with the shop to get another tool. When his tool was, perfectly good condition, Kevin just didn't take the time to take it out of his truck. So now Carl's up Schitt's Creek. So it's super simple. If you guys can convince me that any of these things are, not bad, we can take them off the truck audit list, but I cannot think of a good reason to not fuel your truck or to not unload the tools out of it that don't belong. This is the form, the long one that we use to do the truck audits. If you're curious what we look for, this is it. Pretty simple. Tire pressure, fluids, fuel, load securement, basic stock. Make sure you're parked correctly. Super simple. This is the truck audit I did on 9/12. This is Saturday. Basically went to all the truck, checked for fuel, checked the fluids, checked the lights, checked the tires, checked for color codes. So, example, truck 36, fuel was good, fluids were good, lights were good, tires were good. There's a blue level and a red hose in 36. And then out of 10, the cleanliness I put at an 8. A couple other examples. Let me pick a bad one. like 35, the truck wasn't fueled, the slip tank wasn't fueled, the rollers weren't fueled, and I know that truck is going to leave first thing at 5, but what's going to happen is they're going to show up at 5, have to spend a half hour doing that stuff. Now that puts us a half hour behind on the job. It's all bad. Fluid's good, light's good, tire's good, had a purple rake, but general cleanliness, 8 out of 10. So these are always subject to change, but I think $50 seemed like a pretty fair value. So for each one of these things, $50. So in total, all these added up to that much of a deduction. Any truck that didn't have anything blatantly wrong with it gets $100 added. So we have 38 active vehicles. If everybody's truck is in tip-top condition, that adds $3,800 to the pool every time we do an audit. There's a lot of upside. There's a lot of chance to make a lot of money. There's almost unlimited downside. If all of our trucks are a mess, I mean, we could easily see a lot more than that deducted. So those were the dump trucks that weren't fueled. You guys should have access to this through the schedule drive. If you just search for truck audit, all the details will be in there. If you have any questions, concerns, think some of this is unreasonable or not severe enough, once again, I would ask that you please talk to us. Like I said, you guys, this is designed to help you guys. Everything, all these things that we do or don't do either hurt or help us. We're just trying to make it, reward the guys that do it right and penalize those that do it wrong. So